Okay, it is 11:11 and today is Wednesday, February 18th, and the year is 2026. This is another gathering of blessings from the dragon, and we gather here every Wednesday for blessings or healings or energetic shifting that is needed, or to clarify how to bless and heal and work the dragon lines and all of that sort of thing. And also to do a reading on the energy of the day, and sort of a reading for those who are present. I'm Stephen the Channeler, and Stephanie is downstairs tuning into a meditation, so she'll be in and out. And good morning to all. So while we're waiting for everyone to start gathering here, it's time for announcements. And the first announcement is that the we just had an Keys to Abundance workshop, and it was very well received, pretty popular, and continues to be popular. People are tuning into the recording as well. And Jadon Se gave 7 keys to abundance, and it really seems to be creating some magic for some people based on the feedback that we're getting. So beautiful. It's exactly what's needed for this golden age to really get going. So if you're interested in joining the Keys to Abundance, even though it has already been live streamed, the recording, Jadon Se says that the moment of now that you are tuning into the recording is just as powerful as being live, and hopefully any questions you have may have been asked by the live chat list, whatever we want to call it. And so hopefully any clarifications or questions that come up for you as you're reviewing the recording are answered during the discussion phases. So if you're interested in getting access to that recording, just go to jadonse.com and look at the classes link and go to the workshop called Keys for Abundance. The Keys for Abundance workshop. So that's number one. There is a suggested donation for that, and it helps support us and all of that. So let us know if you can't make the donation or you need to make a smaller one, and we can make arrangements to give you access to that recording. And we were asked, actually, during that recording, during that live stream, during that workshop, Jadon Se was asked whether doing these Wednesday blessings and Saturday blessings for free was somehow reinforcing a sense of lack or limitation. And Jadon Se basically said, no, that's quite the opposite, that putting up a paywall for anything, or even sometimes a suggested donation, is a little daunting to some people. So he was very adamant that no, it's the opposite, that it's your birthright to get blessed by the divine. Blessings are, not for sale. Blessings are from the divine. So and through the agency of dragons or angels or masters, unicorns, whatever you want to, whatever agency is resonant for you. So anyway, he was very clear on that Wednesdays will always be free and open to the public, and same with Saturdays. And so we do really appreciate the donations that do come in. We have buymeacoffee.com, and you can support us if you like what comes through on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Please do support us. There are many ways you can. You can like and subscribe to our YouTube. There's a thing that you can do on mobile devices called hyping a video. If you hype a video, then it gets out to especially a live stream, I think, is the hype button. It gets out to a larger audience. And the way you hype, I think, is you go to the comments section and then you swipe to the side, and then there's a hype button or something there. You can also support us by downloading any of our media, like this, the Keys to Abundance workshop, or you can also buy our app, our Oracle Card app, on the Google Play App Store or the Apple App Store. Just do a search for Golden Dragon Oracle deck, and that supports us. You can become a member of our YouTube channel for a very small monthly fee to support us. It's like a membership rather than just subscribing to the channel. So there are many, many ways you can support us if what we do is of value to you. It is not, again, we will never sell blessings. We will never, that is not what happens here. The workshops and classes, they do have a suggested donation because, it takes a lot of preparation to create and facilitate a class or a workshop. So that is not, you're not paying for the blessings that are in the workshops or the classes, or it's just your way of supporting. That's why they're suggested donations. We never put a paywall up for anything. We do have to, like for our physical Oracle card deck and for the app and all that, we do have to use the mechanisms of the day to get those to you. So there are money exchanges that happen there. And there's really no way of avoiding that. We can't just give away, we do actually ship for free in the United States, and that does cost us like $9 or $10 per Oracle deck. So, but what we're doing is we're just trying to get all of this out to you guys. And so, anyway, thank you very much for your support. We do appreciate it, and it's really the only way we can keep doing this. So, thanks. And let's see. Stephanie's holding a beautiful energetic field. I can feel it from here. So any other, we mentioned our physical Oracle decks. Hopefully, if you're in the U.S., you've gotten yours by now. And because our first big wave of shipping went out, and the local UPS people got overwhelmed by how many little packages we were sending all at once. It was they were thinking, what's going on here? All these little packages. And Jadon Se wants you to know, if you get an Oracle deck, a physical one, and it arrives, when you unpack that and pull the deck out of the box, there's a little band around the cards, and you'll see the backing of the card backs facing up. And when you pick it up and look at the bottom of the deck, that first card that you see is specifically for you, pulled by Jadon Se. So if you get an Oracle deck from us, Jadon Se himself has pulled a card for you that is the bottom of the deck. So don't just ignore that. Hopefully those of you who unpacked can remember which card you saw first. And the other thing is, we're working on a way so that the app has a lookup where you can enter in a card number. We were thinking a QR code or have it scan the card, but it's just easier to enter in a card number, and then Jadon Se's voice can do the guidance reading. So that way you can use the app alongside a physical deck if you like. More to come on that. That's about it for announcements. So let's do shoutouts. Where in the world are you today? We love this part. So we're going to start shouting everyone out, and we have added to the map a couple of new check-ins that have happened recently. Hopefully they become regulars and that you can see your little dots. There's a new dot in the Baltic region there. Okay, so let's see. We have Groves, Texas in the house. We have Queensland, Australia, BC, British Columbia, Canada, near Vancouver. We have San Miguel de Allende, Mexico, right in the center of Mexico, I believe. Let's see, who else do we have here? We have Worcester, Massachusetts in the house. We have, let's see, Tyrol, Austria in the house. Okay, yes, Home Drawn got yours, and you're doing the unboxing tonight, so check and make sure you pay attention to that card that's on the bottom. That was pulled for you. Belgium is in the house. Amsterdam, Netherlands in the house. North Bend, Oregon. Hi, Stephanie's mom. In the house, we have Folsom, California. Woodstock, Georgia. Aho from Utah. We have Long Island, New York in the house. Turkey is in the house. We have Africa, South Africa in the house. Illinois, London, England is here. The Netherlands are represented. We have Faro, Portugal, and Switzerland. Where in Switzerland are you? Wo in der Schweiz bist du, or Cincy? Yeah, so let's find out where in Switzerland, and we'll add a little dot there if there isn't one already. Well, there's sort of a dot right there at the top of uh, of Italy, kind of. Well, we'll put one right in between there for Switzerland, for der Schweiz. So, willkommen to you. Thank you. Lenzburg. Okay, very good. All right, so we have quite a gathering. It's already fairly global here. Waiting for Asia to chime in. We usually get someone from Thailand or Japan, so we'll see if someone joins us there. And we're also waiting for South America right now. Riga, Latvia. Okay, do you notice that you have a new blue dot in the Baltic region there? We added that for you since you checked in before, so thank you and welcome. And great, beautiful. Well, welcome to everyone, and we'll get started right away. And I'll tune into Jadon Se, and we'll see what he has to say. And again, if you want your energetic incorporated into the reading of the day, the energies of the moment, and boy, is this moment a doozy! Right after this solar eclipse and the Chinese New Year, Lunar New Year, all of this. There's so much happening right now. And anyway, if you want your energetic incorporated into this reading, just give an inward okay or affirmation that it is okay for Jadon Se to read your energies, and he will incorporate you into the overall reading for those gathered. So, okay, let me tune in. We'll see what Jadon Se has to say. I am Jadon Se, Golden Dragon of the third arc of consciousness, and this is another gathering of blessings from the dragon. Dear ones, we gather every Wednesday to read the energies of the moment, as Stephen has said, and to, let us say, move energies around. Oftentimes this comes in the form of blessings or healings or workings of the dragon grid. Let us just say that many energies are flowing right now. This is a very potent time on your Gaia. Dear ones, do not be fooled by the news or lack thereof. Many of you are distracted by these files that have been released with all of the terrible examples of inappropriate, let us say, corruptions, energies, and inappropriate behaviors of elites, and also, dear ones, of, let us just say, an entrapment of some who are seem to be guilty and are actually innocent and just associated on purpose for blackmail and all of this. And many of you are distracted by this. There is so much happening that, let us say, if everyone is looking to the left for this, there is so much more happening over on the right or in the middle. Let us just say that your financial system is undergoing a complete redo at this moment. It is, let us say, not reaching the headlines. Even some of your computer systems that track the health of banks and all of this, let us say they are lying about the health of banks. There is a concerted effort to cover up what is happening. So much has happened, dear ones. Let us just say that the petrodollar and your systems of currency are transforming. They are, your legacy systems are on their, we call them a zombie. They are long dead yet still shuffling around and moving. And dear ones, it is, let us say that this is only the tip of the iceberg. Your financial systems undergoing these changes. Dear ones, there are so many changes happening at this moment. It would take the entire transmission here to list even a fraction of them. And let us just say that those who have been in positions of authority and so-called power have lost their grip for the most part. There are only a few of the last dominoes to fall before there is a complete wiping clear of the maybe the blackboard has been erased, and it is the teacher is lovingly writing new concepts up there on the blackboard. It is like this. It is the complete erasure, and it is not something where you tear it down and everything crashes and then you begin to slowly rebuild. No, dear ones, it has been foreseen that these changes would sweep across your globe, and what you might consider to be the white hats, loving beings or beings who are very serious about truth and justice and appropriate use of power, so to speak. Many of these loving beings have been creating new systems to replace these old legacy systems that have been crumbling. It is your Buckminster Fuller who once said, "You do not create a revolution by fighting the existing paradigm. You create it by creating something new that makes the old paradigm obsolete." And this is exactly what is happening, dear ones, right now. This, your lunar calendar new year and your eclipse accompanying it, and many astrological alignments coinciding with this moment, make it a very, very important threshold that we have just crossed. You notice that this dragon did not put out a message or anything for this, for we wanted each of you to feel it in your own beingness without some sort of trepidation or feeling going into it. We wanted each of you to experience it raw, so to speak, without expectation. And dear ones, many of you have noticed profound shifts within your own energetics, dear ones. Let us just say that this was a great threshold, a great milestone in the dawning of this new golden age. For even though your legacy media news sources are not reporting much on these changes that are occurring, they are, dear ones. You can rest assured. Do not look to these legacy media for your updates on this. They will not report it. What is the old saying? The revolution will not be televised. This is indeed the case, dear ones. Let us just say that beneath the scenes, behind the scenes, so much has changed. You will notice, dear ones, a great shift in economies towards rural areas. Why is this? Dear ones, so-called free energy devices, your let us say, abundant energy devices that can be DIY'd, do-it-yourself devices that create abundant energy. Let us say that the plans for these have been spreading, and they are popping up in rural places, off-grid places first. This is very natural, for the powers that be are always trying to play whack-a-mole. Whenever something like this pops up, it is like this game at your arcades where the little gopher comes out of the hole and you have a hammer, and they pop up so quickly you have to be very quick to whack the mole before it is gone again. And dear ones, this is happening with your abundant energy devices because they are starting in off-grid places where the powers that be cannot monitor this. It is just simply seen as resources are being bought that have never been bought before, electronic capacitor devices and things and magnets, and all of the parts and pieces for these have been. Let us just say there is a great head scratching going on amongst the elites, going, why are all these components being sold in rural areas? And it is too late. They are already using these devices to power homes, to pump water, pump wells, and the entire world is transforming from the bottom up, dear ones. And this is how it works. The golden age is never showered down from above by kings and queens and bankers and heads of industry and this. No, dear ones, it comes from the ground up. This great groundswell of abundance, it is already appearing. It is like daisies popping up. And by the time it reaches your centers of population density, it will be unstoppable. It is inevitable that it will reach these centers. And by that time, there will be no more whack-a-mole, for every hole will have a little gopher poking out of it, and there won't be enough hammers to whack them all down. And dear ones, this is how it works. It is like a rising tide. This is your good news for the moment. Let us just say that you have crossed a threshold of no return. There is no stopping this golden age. It is well underway, dear ones. And for those of you who are wondering, well, when will I see it? When will it be in my neck of the woods? Or when will I feel the abundance, dear ones? Everything necessary is already shifting for this to be the case, dear ones. Those of you who are struggling with the great payments for health care will no longer need this as the med beds are unveiled. Dear ones, med beds are already working operation online, and these are only technological stepping stones. You will be healing yourselves. Dear ones, those of you who are doing the work to delve within, to grow spiritually, to awaken, are learning that you are the ones who decide whether you are aging or having a disease or what have you, and that the power is in your hands to heal. There is no external healer needed. And for those of you who are not quite there and not quite understanding this fully, these med beds and many other beautiful, loving technologies will be stair steps, will help you at least to regain your health and your well-beingness and your ease and grace, so that you may delve more deeply into the, let us say, esoteric and spiritual healing modalities of your own. And this dragon has drawn an oracle card from our dragon deck here for those who have given permission to be incorporated in this reading. Here is your card. Dear ones, gratitude portal. This is a beautiful card, dear ones, and it is very appropriate for this time. Dear ones, there is no coincidence. When you draw a card from the deck, your hand is being guided by your higher, greater beingness. It is you, your own wisdom. It is not coming from the deck. It is simply being mirrored through the deck to you. It is acting in agency of your own greater higher beingness, or God, or the angels, or the Tao, whatever it is appropriate for your belief structure, dear ones. This beautiful card, Gratitude Portal. When you give gratitude on a daily basis, dear ones, you are opening a portal for more abundance to flow into your life. Make a morning ritual out of filling a cup, either real or imaginary, with all the gratitude that you can, dear ones. When you are done, drink this cup, and allow all of that gratitude to just flow through you, dear ones. And know that the door to abundance is opening for you. As we have mentioned in the keys to abundance, this is one of the keys to abundance, is gratitude, dear ones. It is, let us say, a foundational key. If you do not have this gratitude, the other keys will not operate properly, let us say. It is time to begin a regular practice of gratitude in your daily lives, dear ones. It will be so beneficial for all of you. Whether it is upon waking, eating, or going to sleep, make this a regular practice and see positive changes in your life, dear ones. Magic you will see. Be grateful for all the good things in your life and the lives of those around you. Indeed, dear ones, magic will not be far behind. This is your reading for this day, and this energy of Gaia. Gratitude for, dear ones, as you have heard in about this threshold and this beautiful solar eclipse and the new year, the lunar new year. Change is coming, dear ones. The change is only just getting started. It will not be frightening for the most part, though there are many of you who are, let us say, uncomfortable with change. Many of you like things just the way they are, or just do not want change to happen rapidly. And many of you are tapping your fingers and feet and toes and everything else with thinking that change isn't happening fast enough. So let us say that the beautiful middle road is what is happening. It is the perfect amount of change, and it is starting slowly and accelerating, dear ones. Yes, as these abundant energy devices are in full widespread use, as they become, let us say, the new normal in all of your rural areas and start to percolate into the cities, dear ones, you will see so much will shift from the ground up. And dear ones, you know that your loved ones are safe at this time. Sometimes change is scary. You wonder if your loved ones are going to be okay, or maybe I shouldn't be traveling right now, or maybe I should be stockpiling this or that. And dear ones, this is not the kind of change that you need to be afraid of. You do not need to do any extra prepping, so to speak. Let us say that it is always a good idea to keep some cash on hand, and to keep the basics in your cupboard, so that if there are any disruptions, it is always good to have enough, let us say, backup supplies to make it through some disruptions. At least a week or two's worth is a good idea, dear ones. So this dragon is not telling you you need to rush out and start hoarding supplies. No, dear ones, it is just a good idea. Please make this a habit on a regular basis. And when you store your foods, make sure you are not doing it in such a way that you are attracting mice and rats and things like this. So often people do this. They create this great store of food, and they do not realize that the mice can chew through just about anything. And so just use your wits and do it well. And this is your advice for that. And dear ones, yes, your loved ones are safe, and because of this, you should be able to embrace this moment, dear ones. Embrace this change that is coming. It is beneficial. It is for the highest good. Dear ones, you are supported. There is help coming. Help from, yes, what you might call the white hats. And some of them were not born upon this world, dear ones, these white hats, these benevolent, loving beings. Some of them are from beyond, let us say, not only the stars and celestial realms, let us say inner realms and in dimensional realms. And let us just say that there are loving beings who are here for your highest, greatest good, in support of this, in support of all that is occurring. And yes, dear ones, the surface-dwelling humans are in charge. This is not being forced upon anyone. It is being called in by those of you who have had enough of this, enough of the corruption and the deception and the lies and the subtle slavery, debt slavery, and all of this. Journalism that is not true journalism, and all of this sort of thing. Dear ones, it is time for more appropriate energies to be prevalent upon this earth, and they are coming, and they are being assisted, let us say. The star rivers are bringing beautiful energies into the dragon grid, and you, dear ones, are helping to facilitate these energies propagating around the world in the most appropriate ways, keeping them from blocking and getting stuck along the way, keeping these blessings flowing. So that is your reading for today, dear ones. Beautiful energies. So If there are clarifications needed, or if there are requests for further understandings, please put them in the chat in all uppercase. Let us just keep any requests for information or blessings or healings, energies, etc., to that which would be appropriate for all gathered here. If you make it too personal, then let us say one person gets a blessing and everyone else's eyes are rolling, and we do not wish this. So please keep it of interest to those gathered, and we will read from the chat. Let us see if there is anything coming up. Please use all uppercase when you do this. While we are waiting for this, we may read a few comments. Let us see. Here is a comment. My frequency from heart may serve for all to receive, for the evolution of the organic timeline to serve the all. This is beautiful, dear ones. Give your own heart's blessings at all times. Yes. Let it begin with those who need and deserve the devices most. Yes, dear ones, those who need them are mostly in these rural, off-grid places where life has been a struggle, to say the least. Could we all together, as a network, express gratitude to Gaia and the elementals? With gratitude, we thank Gaia for her nurturing. We thank earth, water, fire, and air for their offerings. Beautiful, dear one. You have already read a blessing. Dear ones, add your energies if you feel to this blessing, to work as a network, dear ones, and give gratitude to your beautiful Gaia. She is so, let us just say, abiding and patient and loving. She has put up with so many insults and blows to her, and is still just lovingly supporting. It is so beautiful, dear ones, the love that your Gaia has for you. And dear ones, it is also important to understand that Gaia has a record of every connected lifetime that you have here. A complete record of everything that you have experienced on this world, or on, let us say, your concept of this world, your Gaia. For each of you has a personal relationship and a soul relationship with Gaia. Let this gratitude flow, dear ones. It is beautiful. And did you know that this is the true food of your loving beings and spiritual beings, is your gratitude, your thanks, and your love? This is what sustains those who support you. So the more that you can give your gratitude and your love to beings, great beings, angelic beings such as your Gaia, and the angels, masters, guides, dragons, who are here to help, let us give gratitude and love to each of them as often as we remember, for this is what sustains them. And dear ones, again, gratitude just opens the doors of abundance even wider. So beautiful, dear ones. Thank you, Rosa, for this blessing. Please, dear ones, use all uppercase for anything that is for the whole group. There is one that we see in lowercase that is blessings to all who need some love and reassurance that everything is going according to plan. Yes, dear ones, blessings indeed. Yes, dear ones, and yes, huge thanks and endless love to Gaia for allowing us to be here and to change with her. Beautiful, dear ones. I love how earth and heart are just one letter shift different. Dear ones, we have someone with some dragon energies here, for dragons love word puzzles and picking apart words. And yes, dear ones, Let us also see that the word art is in the middle of earth and also in heart, for it both are very highly creative essences. Yes, dear ones. And also the word ear is embedded in this, for when we listen, dear ones, we hear the song of the cosmos, we hear the songs of the divine, the music of the spheres, so to speak. Do you not see that there are so many anagrams in both of these words? There is a he in there as well. And, dear ones, your Stephen needs to sneeze. It was one of those sneezes that acts like it is coming and then says, "Ah, got you," at the last moment. Is psych. Yes, this is the way that humans say this. It is funny. It was a false sneeze. Dear ones, look deeply into words. There are gifts in all words. And dear ones, also notice if you extend earth a little further, or heart a little further by one letter, you have hearth, as in a warm place by a fireside. Let us just revel in these beautiful energies. There are so many beautiful blessings in just language, and this is your English language, which can be seen as very, let us say, harsh at times from those who speak more musical languages. There are so many beautiful languages upon this world and throughout the cosmos. It is beautiful. Let us move on to the next one. Blessings for embodying our sovereign dignity inherent in all, dear ones. The word sovereign. Let us not pick apart every word in every comment. However, sovereign is a beautiful one. You are each of you celestial and divine kings and queens and princes and princesses in your own right. It does not make you any better than another being. However, you have all of the authority and glory upon your own mantle. You are sovereign and divinity, dear ones. Sovereign divinity inherent in all. This is a beautiful understanding and wisdom spoken from one of your fellow dragon workers here. Let us just say that this arrangement of words, embodying our sovereign divinity inherent in all, perfect, dear ones. For if you just look at your own sovereign divinity without the inherent in all part, yes, it is easy to fall into ego. And when you look at the word inherent and inheritance, dear ones, this is truth. This is wisdom. This sentence is worth emblazoning upon a great temple wall somewhere. It is beautiful, dear ones. Thanks a lot, dear Jadon Se, Stephanie, and Stephen, and Stephanie, and Gaia, Masters, Angelics, and all the participants here. Love from Turkey. Dear ones, hopefully your Stephanie can hear the thanks, and Gaia certainly does, and your Stephen certainly does, and we thank you as well for gathering. It is only as we gather together that this energy really flows the way it is right now, dear ones. Beautiful energies. We do not see any more comments for right now. So what we will do right now then is let us do a group healing. For we have crossed a threshold, and many of us are still carrying burdens. Many of us are still carrying fear, anxiety, doubts. For some of you, the bills are still being relentless and piling up, and for some of you, making your rent or your mortgage payments is stressful, and you're not sure where to create your heating and all of this, and in the winter, or your cooling in the summer, and many of you have been dealing with great fires in the south and ice storms in the north. And dear ones, let us just do a healing for all who are carrying any sort of fear, anxiety, apprehension, guilt or shame, any heavier energies. Dear ones, let us just say that you are, at this moment of time, those of you who agree to this and who give your permission can be part of a golden dragon's cosmic breath blessing to heal. We will take some green from the cosmos and weave it into this breath for a healing, dear ones, to drop these anxieties, to heal, to restore ease and grace, faith and trust, knowingness that you are supported, that unseen hands are helping behind the scenes, so to speak. Those of you who have given your inward permission, you may receive this breath blessing right now. And just feel, dear ones, you have been showered with cosmic golden dragon breath with a tinge of green healing energy, and this will clear and ease much of your burdens, dear ones. If you do not feel this immediately, some of you had shivers, yes, some of you felt it, some of you felt it along your spine, and some felt it around the top of your head. Dear ones, even those of you who have not felt this blessing, if you gave your permission to receive it, look for the signs in the coming days and hours and weeks. Look for a respite from these anxieties and burdens and weights, and look for a restoration of ease and grace in your life. Unseen hand working behind the scenes, and abundance coming seemingly out of nowhere, dear ones. This is your own higher self agreeing with the blessing and facilitating these. Do not think that there is some cosmic golden dragon orchestrating blessings for you. It is this dragon's great honor to work in agency of your own greater beingness. This is your own higher self, dear ones, bringing these blessings to and through you in your life. Dear ones, develop this consciousness, develop this awareness of the unseen hand of your higher, greater self guiding and assisting and supporting you. This is your great blessing for the day. Are there any thoughts or sharings from the 7 Keys of Abundance workshop, or any, let us say, sharings of those who have undergone positive transformations as a result of new understandings from any of the above, from working with dragon energies? It is good to hear your feedback. How have your lives changed for the better since you started working with dragon energies? Please do share, because sharing, let us say, reinforces it. We will not use platitudes like sharing is caring. Oops, sorry, I just did. We will just say that it is beautiful when you do share these triumphs of your own. For when you do, let us say it amplifies the blessing. Beautiful, dear ones. So, any sharings are much appreciated. We are now at almost 1 hour. We will just go ahead and here. It is our pleasure that we have been able to clarify that it is your greater self. Dear ones, whenever you work with any beautiful spiritual beings or elementals, or whenever you are, let us say, getting blessings and assistance from the great beyond, let us just be aware that these beings are acting in agency of your higher, greater self, God, the Tao, the divine. You can fill in the blanks with whatever resonates for you. Some of you object to it being part of your own greater self. Perhaps that awareness will dawn on you one day. But for now, if you need to say the angels or the guides or the masters and make it seem like they are separate, that is okay as well. Just know that all of this happens in agency of the divine, and whether or not you feel like yourself is connected with the divine, that is for some of you still before you on your journey, and that is fine as well. Just know that these blessings come through the highest of the high, through the agency of various beings, even fairies and strange things that seem like little pranks and elves in the house playing around. Dear ones, sometimes this is just the divine saying you need this playful energy. Feel into it. I have received much clarity and direction through the classes, especially the Abundance Workshop. It has clarified the golden path for me. Gratitude, Jadon Se, and Spirit. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. There is calmness in the air, like after a big adventure or stormy weather, just trying to digest huge energy. Beautiful. Yes, dear ones, it is, let us say that the more sensitivity you have, the more you will understand that the blessings are always flowing, dear ones, at every moment, even when you seem to be experiencing difficulty, even in times of fear or trepidation. There are hidden gifts in every moment. You just need to become sensitive to sense them, dear ones. This is in itself a blessing. We have someone from Argentina joining us. Very good. This is beautiful. I do not know if we have. Let us see if we have a blue dot in Argentina. It does not appear so. So we will add an Argentinian blue dot. Shall we add this dot in Buenos Aires or a different region of Argentina? Let us know. Beautiful. These technologies. Let us see. Within the last week, I have initiated a new activity that I never did before. My new life is starting. Still early, but looks like the timeline jump took place. Beautiful, dear ones. Yes, initiating activities, whether that be some sort of breath work or for some of you Kriya Yoga, or for some of you a beautiful gratitude, let us say daily practice of gratitude, or for many of you it can be a forgiveness practice, and for many of you it can be, let us just say, a stillness, a tuning in to the inner realms of self. And for some lucky few of you, you have delved completely into your own personal escalator to the divine within your own beingness. Many call this the Christ consciousness. Any of these practices that you are undertaking, dear ones, congratulations for the new understandings that come through them. Beautiful, dear ones. Yes, a timeline jump can very easily come from new initiations and new practices. Remember, dear ones, when you change any part of yourself, your story of you, whether that be your backstory, your unique outlook, or any of the, let us say, understandings that create what you see as being you. Anytime that you re-emphasize certain aspects or de-emphasize certain aspects or make any sort of rebalancing of these, let's say, inner elements of you, this is when a timeline jump will occur. So it can very easily occur when you start a new practice, especially deep spiritual or esoteric practices. It can very easily happen by just tuning into divine understanding of some kind, and incorporating it into your beingness. This is the key. When you incorporate it into your sense of self, who I am, this is when the timeline jumps become most pronounced. For when you change yourself, you change your entire beingness, outward and inward, dear ones. It is a new profession. Beautiful, dear ones. This in itself is always a timeline jump. When you take up a new profession, let us say, and we will qualify a profession as, let us say, a livelihood that not only provides financial support and all of this, in the best cases, is in full alignment with your purpose for being, or your sense of purpose or your sense of self. When it is fully aligned, dear ones, the alignment itself brings a great rush of abundance, and timeline jumps can be very, let us say, beneficial in this case. So, congratulations. Beautiful. Yes, Buenos Aires, beautiful. A blue dragon. Blue dragons are very precious dragons, dear ones. There is no coincidence that you have painted this, and look into why it was a blue dragon and what can come from this. I have so much to share, I could write a book about it. Well, pick one sentence, dear one. Or manga. Yes, dear ones. Manga, these Japanese cartoon drawings are so expressive and beautiful, and it does not have to be Japanese. It can be any sort of cartooning or drawing, let us say. It is beautiful to share these. However, we do not recommend anyone write a novel here in the chat. Let us keep your observations and sharings to a sentence or two. Let us not spill it between boxes of chat so that it is easier to digest. Today my card was the Dragon's Horde. Deeply felt the support. Dear ones, the Dragon's Horde. Let us just see that this stained glass image upon the screen right now is a dragon holding an orb of wisdom and sitting upon a horde. It is symbolic, dear ones. Every coin, every jewel, every gem, every pearl in this symbolic horde symbolizes a story of you, or a story of some beautiful beingness having a lifetime in the cosmos, or making a difference somewhere, being of service, using appropriate energies of loving kindness and compassion, support, and protection, etc. It is beautiful, dear ones, for the stories, let us say, they all coalesce into this brilliant shining orb that this dragon is holding, this orb of spirit. It is shining brighter because of each story. Each story of you, dear ones, adds to the brightness of that beautiful divine sphere, the dragon orb that your loving dragon is holding. Thank you for sharing this, dear ones. The Dragon Horde is a beautiful card. Thank you, dear ones. Let us see if we can put this up on the screen for those of you who wish to see if we could find in this long list what is the number of the Dragon Horde. Let us see. It is taking a while for us to do this. It is somewhere in this long list of cards. It is so difficult to be doing this technological stuff here. It is not becoming very easy for me. Does somebody have the number? It is number 39. Thank you. Beautiful. Let us bring this card up. This is the Dragon's Horde, dear ones. Yes, and notice that the dragon's tail is very long. It just keeps going and going, and this is because the story keeps going. It is like the Ouroboros, the snake eating its tail in cycles, and let us just say that the story of eternity is like a giant spiral that just keeps going forever, and your stories beget new stories, and these beget even newer stories, and the horde grows. The beauty of the cosmos, dear ones. In this case, your dragon is holding a cup, this beautiful grail of energies, and yes, the cup is gratitude for and abundance, dear ones. It is gratitude and abundance are tied. Do you know this? They are tied together. It is like yin yang, gratitude and abundance, and the same with gratitude and forgiveness. Or let us just say that so many energies swirl in this way, and thank you for sharing that you have drawn this card, dear one. It is a very potent one. Dear ones, let our heart be the gift that keeps on giving as a blessing for all. Yes, dear ones, your hearts are, each of you, let us say your hearts are a portal, and it is no coincidence that the heart is always associated with this love energy. And what is love? Love is celebration of truth and unity of truth. Let us say that celebration and unification of truth is the force and beauty of love. And there is no coincidence that your heart is in your center of your being. You notice it is in the almost exact center of the geometries of your beingness, and very much like your light of the morning is in San Miguel de Allende, which is in the energetic exact center of Mexico. And it is, let us say that these are not coincidental. These positions, when you orient yourself to the exact center, you are finding, let us say, we will just give a little hint that the exact center of any circle or any shape, mathematically, geometrically, etc., is where you find a concentration of divinity. And because of this, this is why your hearts, dear ones, are such potent portals of love and understanding, compassion, unity, let us say. Thank you for sharing this. I notice I sometimes draw the same card twice a few days apart. I drew the Dragon Rider card twice this week. Is this just a reminder? Dear ones, look at the word remind. Let us just say that remind and rewind are very similar, are they not? It is a rewinder. Why? Because perhaps you missed the full lesson the first time, dear one. You drew it, and oh, isn't that nice? That's a beautiful card, the Dragon Rider. Perhaps you did not take it in, dear one. Reread this card, the guidance of it. Listen to Jadon Se give you guidance if you have the app and you wish to hear the voice guidance, and you will say to yourself, I missed something the first time around. That is why it came back up. I did not fully, let us say, embrace the message. And so, yes, dear ones, this same card can come up 3 or 4 times in a row, even though that may be statistically impossible from some ways of seeing things. It is always possible. And for many of you, it will keep coming up over and over until you get the full message. When this happens, know that it is something you missed the first time around or the second time, etc. And you may get it twice and then another card and then you get it a third time. Well, the card in between, dear ones, is also very important and perhaps is giving a little more, let us say, guidance on what it was that you missed, or let us say clarification or something like this, dear ones. It is related when you have multiple pullings of the same card with cards in between, then the cards that are in between are related to the overarching message, dear ones. Feel into this. Let us just say that there is a guiding force that is present within the cards themselves, and your own higher, greater self is using these cards, let us say, to speak to you, for you are not used to speaking directly to your higher, greater self. So oftentimes it will come through some pulling of a card, or some totem animal appearing in the woods, or something that you catch a glimpse of in the clouds, or what have you. It is always your own greater, higher self in conversation with you. I felt my entire energetic shift after my healing ritual during the time of the solar eclipse on the lunar Chinese New Year. Peace and calm came with release from trying to direct my life. With release of trying to direct your life. Do you see this, dear ones? This sharing is beautiful. I now flow. Dear ones, there are 3 of you who needed that message right now. Thank you to Light of the Morning for providing this beautiful blessing of its own. Speaking of elemental energies, what is the correlation between fairies and willow trees? Dear ones, there are so many correlations. Let us just start with the root systems of these willow trees. Notice that the willow trees love to grow on the banks of creeks and moving water, and this is your first clue. You will almost always see a willow tree in a place of water flowing, and even if you do not see the water flowing, there is most likely water flowing underground, and the fairies love these energies. Wherever water and earth energies combine and mix and intertwine like this, you will find fairies, and so often they love the little grottos that form in the roots of the trees, and you will even see little palaces. If you are able to go down into the creek and look up into the roots of this willow, you will see these voids and areas, and as you peer in, you may even see something that looks like little staircases or little areas where fairies would gather. And as your own eyes to see the fairies begins to open, you may see them themselves playing in the willow trees. And there are also correlations in the branches of the trees trees and the whip-like branches of willows and the way that they move in the wind, dear ones. It is always like a dance. And there is also correlations, and so many of you call these weeping willows, for they seem droopy and they seem like they are in this posture of weeping or crying. And dear ones, it is because in this sort of energy, this melancholy energy, let us say, that so often the fairies appear when you find yourself in this melancholy and you do not know exactly where the sadness or melancholy comes from. It is, let us say, that wonder that you feel, where is this coming from and why am I feeling this? Dear ones, it is an interdimensional awareness that you are dawning upon yourself, and the fairies live in these interdimensional gaps and portals, let us say. There are so many, we could go on and on about the correlations between fairies and willow trees and any trees that grow especially on waterways, dear ones. Also your cedar trees, dear ones. Cedars are very pronounced in fairy energies. I haven't created anything like this before, but one way or another I will find a way. We are not sure what you are creating, but let us just encourage you to keep creating, dear one. Blessings to all, anchoring in the light, into the ley lines of Gaia, staying peaceful and calm, and easier for the rest of us to transmit our light, to amplify unity consciousness. Yes, dear one, this is a beautiful awareness. Anchoring your light into the ley lines of Gaia, let us say dragon nodes and dragon lines included, and staying peaceful and calm. Yes, dear ones, this is the best way to operate these lines. Let us say peace and calmness are, let us say that the doors of your soul open during times of peace and calm. And this allows the energies to flow more easily and unimpeded. And it does make it easier, dear ones. You may have heard of the human field or the human morphogenetic field or something like this. Let us just say that it does get easier when one person learns something. It gets easier for the rest of humanity to do this, and it is a way showing energy. You do not need to necessarily even be spectated by other humans. They do not need to see you doing this. Just the simple fact that you have accomplished something puts it into the field. And yes, this allows the rest of humanity to transmit light and amplify unity consciousness. Beautiful understandings. We will read one more here. As my gift to you was the most multidimensional gift I consciously have given, I felt much gratitude for you, Jadon Se, and for this community, so let it be for everyone and everything in eternal love. Yes, dear ones, this Barno Barry Batsbeck 1471 is a very loving and generous soul. And let us say that when you give support in any way, whether it is energetic support, comforting, putting your arm around someone's shoulder, giving them a little bit of abundance in a time when it could be most used, and more whatever, any sort of boost that you are giving to another is a loving boost that is entered into the records of eternity. Let us give one caution. This is not to call out your Barno Berry Batsbeck. It is, let us say, for all to understand. That is, being generous is best done anonymously. For when a person is generous and then it is seen or spoken about, or let us say it becomes public or something like this, some of the energy leaks out of the act of generosity. Let us say, let us take an example. If someone like your Bill and Melinda Gates gates. They are like having this big foundation of philanthropic givings, and then they shout it out from the rooftops. You see, we are not these evil billionaires. We have this philanthropy wing. We have this foundation where we are giving. We are such good people. Do you see how in that case those people, let us say that the giving is not so very pure. If you have a public foundation that is trying to increase the reputation of this Bill and Melinda Gates in order to, let us say, not be seen as so greedy or so inappropriate or whatever it is, by crowing about their giving. And so you see how their giving is no longer very pure, and so therefore that sort of giving for them, this is not about your Barno Barry Batspick. It is about Bill and Melinda Gates. It is just a note of caution. It is best for any act of generosity to be, let us say, of itself entered into the records of eternity without any sort of attention being brought to it. This is when it is the most potent, when it is, let us say, anonymously given and beautifully given with nothing in return expected, not even people looking upon that person saying, oh, what a generous soul. It is beautiful, dear ones, to understand this, for when you fully do understand it, every gift you give becomes amplified in the halls of eternity and to the one that you have given to most of all. And dear ones, when you give, it is always reflected back to you. You do not need to give because of this. Just know that the energy you put out is what returns to you. If you put out loving energy, love is returned to you. If you put out angry energy, anger is returned to you. This is, let us say, one of the core principles of eternity. So give out this unconditional generosity and see that the unconditional generosity returns to you. If there are conditions upon any generosity, then any generosity given to you will have strings attached. Do you see? This is how the cosmos works, dear ones. Beautiful. There are a few more. We will quickly move through these. Thank you for all the sharing, everyone, and JS from the insight from them. Beautiful. Dear ones, gratitude is beautiful. Thank you for the group healing. I can still feel it. Well, David is not in our chat anymore, and it was the only way to reach, but I understand. Beautiful, dear ones. Thank you all for being with us, and we look forward to speaking with you again in your, let us say, on the Saturday questions for the dragon. Those of you who are in Dragon Energies Level 1, we will see you on the Sunday right after. And this next version of Dragon Levels Energy 1 starts on March 1st. So if you have not taken Level 1, it is good to get that into that class, for after this it will be a Level 2 in April, and there will not be another Level 1 until May. So sign-ups are available for this one right now. Thank you very much, and we will speak to you again very soon.